did it! I am a wild success! I sold them all my paintings! You don't have to be embarrassed by me anymore. I'm rich! Isn't that what you wanted? Huh? Isn't it great? Are we happy now? Don't you understand that everything I do it for you. Anything that might be special in me is you.
Meeting with the goddess means that the hero gets to see the results of his efforts. This is usually the central turning point of the story. We're not quite halfway through the 17 stages of the hero's journey yet, but meeting with the goddess almost always happens at the movie's midpoint. But why is the goal of the adventure represented by the goddess? Campbell says, "Woman, in the picture language of mythology, represents the totality of what can be known. The hero is the one who comes to know."
Meow.
No matter what symbol system we use to describe the experience, we all know what it's like to achieve a goal after working hard. Or not so hard. Or give it everything we've got and come up short. Or phone it in,
I'm a doctor,
and get away with it. And when any of these things happen, it gives us the chance to compare the outcome to our expectations and adjust our worldview accordingly. What we do with that opportunity has a huge influence on how the rest of the story goes. That's what the goddess stage is all about. This takes us into the building blocks that make up a meeting with the goddess. First, the hero can succeed or the hero can fail. That success or failure isn't solely determined by the road of trials. Any problem at any stage can lead to failure during meeting with the goddess.
With Mokwai comes much responsibility. I cannot sell him at any price.
Okay, mister. Here it is.
All right. What about your grandfather?
Forget what he said. He's crazy.
That leads us to the second criteria. The hero might deserve the outcome he gets, or he might not. The third building block of the goddess stage is the nature of the goal. It can be direct, meaning that the goal is the thing that the hero believes will solve his problem. He might be right, or he might have to learn the hard way that his first solution isn't the correct solution.
I buried you. I buried an empty casket. Your body rained down, lumps of flesh splashing into the sea, eaten by sharks.
Or the hero might understand from the start that his first goal is just a prerequisite, a stepping stone on the way to his larger final goal.
You're one of us now. A life for a life.
My road leads into the desert. I can see it. If you'll have us.
Finally, the meeting with the goddess might present the hero with a very specific test. Can the hero handle whatever it is he now has?
I hope you don't think that you're going to get any of this cookie. Because if I offered you some of this cookie might kill you.
If he could, the story might end right there. But it's at this point that the hero usually drops the ball. Let's begin our tour of the goddess stage with Pirates of the Caribbean, which presents us with a straightforward case of the hero getting the thing he's actually after. Will Turner, a blacksmith's apprentice, teams up with a gray hat pirate, Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Sparrow, if you please, sir.
Captain Jack Sparrow, to rescue the woman he loves, Elizabeth Swann, from a crew of black hat pirates. And that's exactly what happens. But the story doesn't end here. When they make their escape, they take one of the pirates' gold medallions, which causes the pirates to come after them.
The medallion! She's taken it! Get after her, you feckless pack of ingrates!
All this to dramatize the fact that Will can't escape his pirate heritage. He got the thing he was aiming at, but it didn't solve his real problem. Let's compare that to Ford versus Ferrari, where the hero knowingly goes after a prerequisite goal, a shot at racing Le Mans, and doesn't get it. Ken Miles is a volatile race car driver who helps Carroll Shelby build a Ford that can beat the reigning champ, Ferrari. He makes essential contributions to the design of the car and is also the most capable man behind the wheel. But he's sidelined at the last minute by a PR executive who's worried about the image Miles projects.
Miles is he's a beatnik. Dresses like one. Ford means reliability. Ken Miles not a Ford man.
This is a huge test for Miles. He's understandably furious, and it's up to Shelby to talk him off the ledge. Miles, to his credit, cools off and remains on Shelby's team.
I'll go to hell.
Ken Miles is tested when he doesn't get what he wants, but often it's just the opposite. In American Gangster, Frank Lucas, the heroin kingpin of Harlem, conquers the local drug trade by avoiding the kind of flamboyant behavior that would paint a target on his back. Mostly. But when his wife gives him a flashy fur coat, he slips for a moment and makes a public spectacle of his wealth and power at a boxing match. His mistake puts him on the radar of the corrupt detective Trupo, who wants a cut of Frank's drug money.
You know, man walks around with $50,000 chinchilla coat and never even bought me a cup of coffee. There's something wrong there. Pay your bills, Frank?
But more importantly, it brings him to the attention of Richie Ryan, an incorruptible detective charged with tackling Harlem's drug problem. After his run-in with Trupo, Frank burns the coat. He realizes what he's done, and he's angry at himself for it. But the damage has already been done. Let's look at another variation of the hero being tested: Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. What makes this example interesting is that the rest of the story happens not because the hero fails when he meets the goddess, but because he succeeds. Indy has spent the first half of the movie chasing down a legendary Shankara stone, and ends up finding 3. His motive? Fortune and glory, kid.
Fortune and glory.
Now he's reached his goal, but there's just one problem. All the children from a nearby village have been abducted and forced to work in the mines by a death cult. Will Indy bug out with the priceless magic rocks, or try to help the kids? Indy does the right thing. And it costs him. Our last example of the hero being tested during a meeting with the goddess, Pride and Prejudice, also provides us with the interesting and less common case of the hero accidentally earning an unwanted reward. Elizabeth Bennet is the second of 5 unmarried sisters in Georgian England, none of whom are legally allowed to inherit their father's estate when he dies. This means they'll all become poor unless one of them marries very well. But Elizabeth wants to marry a man she can love and respect. Enter Mr. Darcy, a very rich man who repels Elizabeth from their first meeting with his elitism, especially getting his friend Bingley to break up with her sister, Jane. He, however, is very much taken with her after getting to know her during several social functions and chance encounters. It's a road of trials she didn't even know she was on. Here's how his proposal goes.
Might I ask why with so little endeavour at civility I'm thus repulsed?
And I might as well inquire why, with so evident a design of insulting me, you chose to tell me that you like me against your better judgment.
No, believe me, I
if
didn't
I
mean...
was uncivil, then that is some excuse, but I have other reasons. You know I have.
What reasons?
Do you think that anything might tempt me to accept a man who has ruined, perhaps forever, the happiness of a most beloved sister?
It just gets worse from there. Darcy's proposal presents Elizabeth with a genuine dilemma. Marrying Darcy would solve her material problem, but cause a deeper spiritual problem. She has to choose. Her choice reveals her character and drives the rest of the story forward. Finally, let's turn to Home Alone for a great example of a meeting with the goddess happening out of order. In this case, early. This often happens in stories as part of cautionary tales about unearned power and being careful what you wish for. It's such a powerful moment that when it comes early enough, it changes the nature of the adventure itself. Kevin McAllister is a young boy who wishes his family would disappear. His mother warns him against thinking like that, but he doubles down. He wants his autonomy.
I didn't want to see you again for the rest of my whole life, and I didn't want to see anybody else either.
I hope you don't mean that. You'd feel pretty sad if you woke up tomorrow morning and you didn't have a family.
No, I wouldn't.
Then say it again. Maybe it'll happen.
I hope I never see any of you jerks again.
This is a kind of call and refusal in the form of an external objection. That night, the universe conspires to give Kevin what he wants: literal supernatural aid. When Kevin wakes up the next morning, he finds that he's missed out on several stages of the hero's journey. Crossing the First Threshold, Belly of the Whale, and Road of Trials. He's the same underdeveloped hero he was the night before, so he goes on a rampage through the house. This is a child's idea of what it means to be free. But once he realizes that being home alone comes with new responsibilities, he starts to grow up. Getting what he thinks he wants becomes the conflict. This basic pattern is true for every hero, but Kevin gets what he thinks he wants far too soon, which changes how you cope with getting it.
Shut up!
Once the hero gets what he thinks he wants,
welcome to Earth.
The story fundamentally shifts.
Let's snoop the bastards.
It has to. If he fails, he has to regroup and try again. If he achieves his goal, he's likely to screw it up.
No!
If he doesn't, he'll soon find that life has a way of turning your reward into a new set of problems. Bigger problems.
Bring me her broomstick, and I'll grant your requests. Now go.
And if none of that happens, then, well, the hero was already good enough the way he was, and he won't be pushed to become more than he already is. But if you want to see a full cycle of transformation, there must be consequences when the hero gets what he wants. Dealing with those consequences is the subject of the next stage of the hero's journey. Woman as the temptress.
What I'd love for them to do is shut the f*** up, especially you.